Orange County Suite. Well, I used to know someone fair. She had orange ribbons in her hair. She was such a trip. She was hardly there. But I loved her just the same. There was rain in our window. The FM set was ragged. But she could talk, yeah. We learned to speak. And 1 year has gone by. Such a long road to seek it. All we did was break and freak it. We had all that lovers ever had. We just blew it. And I'm not sad. Well, I'm mad. And I'm bad. And 2 years have gone by. Now her world was bright orange, and the fire glowed, and her friend had a baby, and she lived with us. Yeah, we broke through the window. Yeah, we knocked on the door. Her phone would not answer. Yeah, but she's still home. Now her father has passed over, and her sister is a star, and her mother smokes diamonds and sleeps out in the car. Yeah, but she remembers Chicago, the musicians and guitars, and grass by the lake, and people who laughed and made her poor heart ache. Now we live down in the valley, we work out on the farm, we climb up to the mountains and everything's fine. And I'm still here, and you're still there, and we're still around. Well, I'll tell you a story of whiskey and mystics and men, and about the believers and how the whole thing began. First there were women and children obeying the moon. Then daylight brought wisdom and fever and sickness too soon. You can try to remind me instead of the other, you can. You can help to ensure that we all insecure our command. And if you don't give a listen, I won't try to tell your new hand. This is it, can't you see? That we all have our end in the band. And if all the teachers and preachers of wealth were arraigned, we could see quite a future for me in the literal sands. And if all the people could claim to inspect such regret, we'd have no forgiveness, forgetfulness, faithful remorse. So I tell you, we must send away. We must try to find a new answer instead of a way. All hail the American night. And so I say to you, the silk handkerchief was embroidered in China or Japan, behind the steel curtain. And no one can cross the borderline without proper credentials. This is hard to say that we are all sensate and occasionally sad. And if every partner in crime were to incorporate promises in his program, the dance might end and all our friends would follow. Who are our friends? Are they sullen and slow? Do they have great desire? Or are they one of the multitude who walk doubting their impossible regret? Certainly things happen and reoccur in continuous promise. All of us have found a safe niche where we can store up riches and talk to our fellows on the same premise of disaster. But this will not do. No, this will never do. There are continents and shores which beseech our understanding. Seldom have we been so slow. Seldom have we been so far. My only wish is to see far Arden again. The truth is on his chest. The cellular excitement has totally inspired our magic veteran. And now for an old trip. I'm tired of thinking. I want the old forms to reassert their sexual cool. My mind is just, And this morning, before I sign off, I would like to tell you about Texas radio and the big beat. It moves into the perimeter of your sacred, sincere, and dedicated smile like a calm survivor of the psychic war. He was no general, for he was not old. He was no private, for he could not be sold. He was only a man, and his dedicated extended to the last degree. Poor, pretentious soldier, come home. The dark Los Angeles evening is steaming the church that we attended, and I miss my boy, stupid in green. What, the colour green? When I watch TV and I see helicopters swirling their brutal and bountiful sensation over the fields and the comic walls, I can only smile and fix a meal and think about the child who will one day own you. In conclusion, darling, let me repeat, your home is still here, inviolate and certain, and I open the wide smile of my remembrance. This is to you on the anniversary of our first night. I know you love me to talk this way. I hope no one sees this message written in the calm, lonely, far-out, languid summer afternoon. With my total love. Jamaica. The hour of the wolf has now ended. Cox Crow, the world is built. Up again, struggling in darkness. The child gives in to nightmare, while the grown man fears his fear. I must leave this island, struggling to be born from blackness. Fear the good, deep, dark American night. Blessed is night. The flood has subsided, the movie panic and the chauffeured drive through the suburbs. Wild folks in weird dress by the side of the highway. Some of the men wear tunics or short skirts. The women posture on their porches in mock classical pose. The driver aims the car and it guides itself. Tunnels click by overhead. Love the deep green gloom of American night. Love frightened corners, thrill to the wood vine. So much of it good and so much quantity. The major's boots are where he left them. Pseudo plantation, period prints, white and black boxing match, a Negro dance. The principal of the school holds his nose. A dead cow is in there. I wonder why they haven't sent someone to remove it. A vulture streams by, and another. The white tip of his claw-like red beak looks white like meat. Swift, sad, languorous shadows. The cat drinks little cat laps from a sick turquoise swimming pool. America, I'm hooked to your cold white neon bosom and suck snake-like through the dawn. I am drawn back home, your son in exile, in the land of awakening. What dreams possessed you to merge in the morning? I've been in a daze. A spot, a reef, behind the nursery door, off the main bedroom. Those are the majors. The bed looms like a white funeral butterfly, barge at one end of the room, hung with nets and sails. We're outlaws. What church is that? Church of God. White bandana, white tambourine. In traditional style, we'll give them a good political backsiding, laughter, victimization, a frog in the road, children in church, drums, sun, lying like death on the back seat, revival. A whorehouse, Lord John and Lady Anne's, red-blooded, blue-blooded, Queen's bosom. Is this the princess? Golden blood, like me, he said, folding the bill again neatly. The Queen's ear, a naked cock, struck in her ass. Ha 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 ha. You're no more innocent than a turkey vulture, a cannon. The Negro slaves and the English killed the Indians and mixed with the Spanish, who were soon forced out. Yes, big battles. Boom, boom. Dry water. The velvet fur of religion, the polish of knife handle and coin, the universe of organic gears, or microscope mechanical embryo metal doll. The night is a steel machine, grinding its slow stained wheels. The brain is filled with clocks and drills, and water-down drains. Knife handle, thick blood, like the coin and cloth they rub and the skin they love to touch. The graveyard, the tombstone, the gloomstone and runestone, the sand and the moon mating deep into western night, waiting for the escape of one of our gang. The hangman's noose is a silver sluice bait. Come on, man, your meat is hanging on the wing of the raven, man's bird, poet's soul. Shh. The thin rustle of weeds. The voice comes from far away, inside, awaiting its birth, in a cool room on tendril bone. The insane, free, chummy cackle of infants in a ballroom, of a family of friends around a table, laden with feast food. Soft, guilty female laughter, the bar room, the men's room, people assembled to establish armies and find their foe and fight. Clustered in watchful terror, by vine growth, the hollow bush, dry cancerous wells, we woke before dawn, slipped into the canyon. Noon, schoolyard screamed with play, the lunch hour ending. Ropes and balls slapped hard at cement sand. The female land was bright, all swelling to degree most comfortless and guarding. A record noise shot out and stunned the earth. The music had been bolted with new sound. Run, run the end of repose, an anthem has churned. The bad guys are winning. Silver shaken in the gloom, I left her. Trees waste and sway forever. Marble porch and sylvan phrase. Down on her knees, she begs the spider king to wed her, slides into bed. He turns her over. There is a leather pouch that's full of silver. It spills like water. She left and took the coins I gave her.